Hey guys, Cam McClellan,
Al Lewison.
here with the Red Wiggle today. What? I want to talk about the optimum size and quality property for your investment purchase. So we're trying to pin down and knock out the areas, the things that make a good investment property.
We're still talking map, remember guys? Still talking map.
Market area property, we're onto the property side of things. Buying the optimum size and quality and making sure you don't overcapitalise by buying something that's too large. It's not going to get you the best rent, it's not going to get you the best valuation, or something that's got quality which is too big for a specific area is a really bad way. It's a really savage way which people often make the mistake, and they cut into the amount of equity they've got, which can be used for future deposits on other properties. So it's pretty easy to build something or buy something too big. So I want to talk about size first. The Dixon Court example, so I'll use
Dixon Court.
Yeah, old Club Dixon used to call it back in the day. So Felicity's first house when we purchased it, she was 19 at the time, I think I was in my early 20s, and it was a great conversation going to her dad then and going, okay, you're a 19-year-old daughter, I've just talked you into buying 2,600 square metres in Boronia, all places. So I could imagine what I'd be like if some punk off the street came and said to me, down the track, I've just talked your daughter into buying, this property, which is crazy big for her. It's a terrible house in the front, massive backyard. But my plan was, and what we did, is we got plans done up to put, I think it was 4 additional units on the back. The problem is, and the mistake I made at the time, now the market was flying at the time, so we got out of it all right, but the problem, I didn't have enough experience at that point in time, so I went to the draftsman, which I'd used many times before, and he drew something that was too big. End result was, so it was going to cost too much to build those units. There was an optimum price for that area in Boronia, and it didn't matter whether you built something another 5 square too bigger, but really, every one of those, the extra size on every individual unit was going to cost me about 50 grand extra. So overall, to build the project was going to cost about 200,000 more, but wasn't going to get me a cent more in sales price. So,
And every area, guys, has an optimum size and quality. It's the benchmark of that area. It's where people expect to be buying a property.
Yeah. So
let's break Cam's example of 4 down to 1. Let's say it was going to cost him 300,000 to build instead of 250. They would be selling for the exact same price.
Yeah,
he's overcapitalising.
I'll give you a swap size there, mate. I'll just do a quick diagram I like to do. So if we said this was dollars, this was, so if we said, all right, if you, in an area that gets to a point where, so this is dollars, so we say it's 500k, sale price, gets to an area, if we say this is size, in an area that even if I keep building bigger, you peg out on your sales price. So even if the house gets bigger, your sales price starts to flatline. It'll increase for a period of time until it hits that maximum amount, and then it'll go sideways. And that's the same with rentals. Really good exercise to do. If you jump on realestate.com and look for rentals in a specific area, and you'll be trawling through there, and all of a sudden you'll find there's one property on there which is getting the same amount for rent as all the other ones, but it's much larger. It's got a media room, but it's renting for the same amount. It's because it's peaked out on the rental amount for that area. Now, the reality is, someone spent a lot more building that house, and it's costing them a lot more out of their back pocket, but they're not getting the same sort of yield that they should be as far as the increase goes.
So let's think about, guys, let's say you build a house and you put a media room in it, you put a lounge room in, a rumpus room, you put a kitchen in, you put 4 bathrooms in, and you've got 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Guess what? Your property, it might rent for slightly more, but your property will rent for the same price as other 3-bedroom houses, despite the fact that yours is ridiculously bigger than all the others.
Exactly right. The other thing is that people rent bedrooms, as Al said, they don't rent media rooms, but we've got to think about the bank panel valuation. So someone's going to go and compare 4-bedroom with media room, 4-bedroom without media room. The bank panel value is going to throw the same amount of valuation on it, but it's cost you another 10, 15 grand maybe to throw that extra room in. It might seem nicer for your tenant to have a media room, but really who cares? The valuation's not going to go up anymore, and the rent's not going to go up anymore. So take that extra 10 or 15, stick it in your back pocket, and use it for another deposit on another house.
Now, guys, this point, as we said, we're talking about map, we're down to property, but these points really are make or break for your portfolio. If you're going into an area and you're overcapitalising, you're building a house that's too big or buying a house that's too big, you're effectively destroying your portfolio, because what enables you to grow wealth through property is duplication. Now,
Yeah.
if you're getting those fundamentals wrong, your chance of duplicating are destroyed. So what happens? Firstly, it's costing you more to hold. So more out of your own pocket goes into that. You cannot duplicate because you're paying too much for that property. Secondly, your valuations. You paid a lot more for it. Your valuations aren't going to stack up as well. You talked about in terms of buying under the median house price for that area, where the valuers are going to look at it and say, yep, realistically that price is worth that. If you've got a house that is 600,000 instead of 450 in an area where the median's 500, we talked about it, the valuer drags the price back down, duplication gone. So although it might sound like a very simple thing, a lot of work goes into it, guys, and it's probably a skill that we have fine-tuned time and time again over the last 15 years.
Yeah, think about it, you're going to get ambushed from every angle. Good points that Al raised, and it made me remember that a lot of people like bigger. So people renting like a bigger house. Agents like bigger houses because they can, it's easier to sell or rent. Draftsmen are proud about what designs they do. They like making things bigger. Builders, they like things bigger because they get paid more. But let's think about it. Everyone else out there, except the investor, likes bigger. But the investor, smart investors, if I went out and I told you, anyone, and I said, here's the market and the area that I'm buying in, this is the suburb at this point in time I'm buying in right now, I can guarantee you without finding out, doing the research into the best size for that area, they're going to waste 10 or 15 grand.
What a great example. So let's say 10 people, if we said, here's the suburb we buy in, let's all go and buy there, you go and do your own thing and we'll do ours. I guarantee you, our return will be among the best. Some of you might get it right, among the best of the 10. So 8 of you will get it completely wrong. I'll get it right. Another one might get lucky and get it right. It's the most important thing.
Save that extra 10 grand. And by doing that, you're going to have to spend a lot of time checking out what's on the market out there. And that's the key to it, finding out that optimum size and quality property for an area.
Take the emotion out of the equation, guys.
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully that helps you guys.
Good
Spend
luck.
the time, do it.
Good luck.